Do this.
And I'm gonna be racing with my girlfriend.
Erika Kirk was having an affair, which is why Charlie Kirk took her out of the will. So allegedly, the story is that Erika Kirk was having an affair. Charlie hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on.
And as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. And yet, curiously, that wedding photo.
What if the perfect conservative marriage was actually a sophisticated deep cover operation? While Charlie Kirk was building a political empire, his wife was allegedly scrubbing him from her life, removing her wedding ring, sleeping in separate rooms, and plotting with insiders, who were supposedly his friends. Today, we're peeling back the glam to reveal the dark allegations of affairs, betrayal, and a hostile takeover that suggests Charlie didn't just lose his life. He lost his legacy to the people he trusted most.
The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane.
Sex sells. It's an old adage, but in the world of high-stakes political branding, it's a lethal tool. Right now, the conservative world is reeling from a scandal that sounds more like a Cold War thriller than a Beltway headline. We're talking about Erika Kirk, the widow of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk.
Advice to young women who get asked out by young men.
Well, stay away from hookup culture. Don't just date.
For years, they were the it couple of the traditional values movement. But since Charlie's tragic passing, a different story has started to leak out of the cracks. The rumor mill isn't just whispering, it's screaming. Allegations of affairs, private investigators, and a cold-blooded power grab have turned TPUSA, an organization built on faith and family, into a house of mirrors.
Hi!
Hi!
Good morning, America!
Let's look at the facts first. According to several emerging reports and insiders, Charlie Kirk didn't die in a state of marital bliss. Allegedly, Charlie had hired a private investigator to shadow Erika. Why? Because the traditional wife image was reportedly crumbling behind closed doors. Before we dive into the deep end of these affairs and the Fort Huachuca mystery, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're tracking the story as it develops, and you don't want to miss the updates that are coming next. All right, back to the drama. Recently, Erika conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office as part of a PR blitz. But viewers noticed something chilling. The wedding photos were gone. In a space dedicated to his memory, his presence was being systematically erased.
And yeah, we met at the office very briefly. And that was you that was standing in line in Israel.
And then we went to Bill's Burgers in New York. Best burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then, do you want to tell that part?
You can tell it. They hear enough of me. It's all they hear is me.
Okay, so we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's
Now, let's talk about the cheating allegations. This isn't just about random guys, we're talking about names inside the building. Insiders are claiming Erika was involved with multiple men within Turning Point USA. And look, if this is true, it recontextualizes everything Candace Owens has pointed out recently. Candace revealed that in his final days, Charlie had stopped wearing his wedding ring. He wasn't even sleeping in the same bed as Erika. He was sleeping in his daughter's room. If you're Charlie Kirk and you've built your life on the sanctity of marriage, why take off the ring? Why move out of your own bedroom? The math just doesn't add up unless the relationship was already dead. And then there's Erika's behavior after the tragedy. Look, everyone grieves differently. We get it. But walking out to fireworks, cracking jokes, bragging about how much money Turning Point made after Charlie died? She literally called his memorial the event of the century. It doesn't look like grief. It looks like a celebration. Like a massive burden was lifted, and she was finally free to be the person she actually is.
Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man.
Because, let's be real for a second, the Treadwife image, it was a brand. Erika Kirk isn't some 22-year-old who walked out of a Bible study and into a marriage. She's a highly educated woman with multiple degrees who ran successful businesses. She married Charlie at 34, a younger guy, by the way, after years of dating around and building a career. She is, quite literally, the exact demographic she tells young women not to be in her public speeches. She tells girls to stay away from hookup culture and don't date just to date. Yet her own history is, well, it's colourful. We have the receipts. Before Charlie, there was Cabot Phillips, J.T. Massey, Joe Anglam, and Josh Harrelson. Now you might say, that was before she met Charlie. But here is where the timeline gets messy. Erika claimed she didn't date anyone for 5 years before meeting Charlie. Lie. There's video and photo proof of her with these men during that window. She also claimed she didn't know who Charlie was when they first met at a TPUSA interview in 2018. But wait, in late 2017 she was dating Cabot Phillips. And there are photos of Cabot and Charlie playing basketball together that same month. Are we really supposed to believe she was dating Charlie's friend and colleague but had no idea who Charlie was? It feels orchestrated. It feels like a task handed to her by whoever really pulls the strings behind the scenes. It gets darker. Mitch Snow, a former Special Forces operative, claims he saw Erika at Fort Huachuca, a major military intelligence hub, the night before Charlie died. And she wasn't alone. She was reportedly with a man who matches the description of her ex, Cabot Phillips. And what happened just days after Charlie was gone? Erika handpicked Cabot Phillips to replace Charlie on the college tours. She brought her ex-boyfriend, a man from the Daily Wire, an outlet that famously clashed with Charlie, and gave him a seat at the head of the table. Is it just a coincidence, or was this a long game? Multiple whistleblowers who were recently fired from TPUSA are now coming forward. They say Erika was calling the shots long before Charlie died. She was pushing him out of his own company, requesting background checks on long-time volunteers, and routing internal communications through temporary systems that no one could track. One source said, Charlie would try to intervene and she'd just talk over him like he didn't even matter anymore. Then we have the names. Rumors are flying about Erika and TPUSA correspondent Jack Posobiec, Brandon Schubert, and Nathan Neugebauer. Looking at her dating history, these guys are much more her type than Charlie ever was. The picture being painted here is one of a woman who played a character to gain access to a kingdom. Once she was in, she allegedly began dismantling the king. Think about that moment Candace Owens mentioned. Erika told Charlie to sleep in the daughter's room so he could get a good night's sleep. But Candace hit the nail on the head. If your husband has a big day, you move to the other room. You don't kick the king out of his own bed. And then there's the wedding band, found on the nightstand the next morning. Was Charlie contemplating divorce? Did he find the evidence the private investigator was looking for? And did he find it too late? If even half of these allegations are true, we aren't just looking at a cheating scandal. We're looking at a hostile takeover of one of the most powerful conservative organizations in America, fueled by betrayal and a long game that started years before the first wedding photo was ever taken. The traditional wife brand is a powerful one, but the receipts tell a different story. As more whistleblowers come forward, the event of the century is starting to look more like a crime scene. What do you think? Was this a coordinated takeover? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next chapter of this investigation. I'm Your Name Channel Name, and I'll see you in the next one.